Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Factor 50 Football Podcast. We are here to bring you the ginger footballing opinion from all things Premier League, specifically Arsenal, get a badge in, and Manchester United related, and also just other random boring things going on in two middle-aged men's lives. Full disclosure, listener, we really haven't planned this episode at all. I've not written a funny, insulting joke about Farrell. He's not written anything about football, neither have I. So rather than making a joke about him, I'll just introduce him. And joining me as ever is Adam Farrell. How's it going, mate?
Hello. Yeah, good, mate. Good to be back. And you're right, no prep. But
Zero
maybe
prep.
what would be better, because as we sort of teased last week with our predictions, we're not very good at predicting scores. But wait till the end of this episode and you'll see if we did better this week.
That is true.
And actually, both our games, we're recording this on the Wednesday. Hopefully, it's released Wednesday night. And actually, both our games are happening tonight as well.
So tune in, because it's going to be a busy evening in Premier League.
Tune in, because this will be old news in less than 10 hours' time.
Literally in like 4 hours, this is going to be out of date.
we probably should have recorded this podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why are we doing it at 3:30 on a Wednesday when we're playing at 7 on the Wednesday?
It's so silly, but hey, we're here. We'll keep it going.
We're busy. We've got to fit it in when we can. It's fine.
Exactly. What's been going on in your world, mate? You've changed your job.
Oh, yeah. I've got a new. Same job, different location. So I've moved gyms. Listener, if you don't know, I'm a personal trainer. Hit me up. Find Your Fitness on socials. And yeah, I've moved. Well, I'm in between moving gyms. So I've started at the new gym, but I'm also still at the old gym. So like all week, I've just been going from one gym to the other gym, to the other gym, to the other gym, like back and forth as people sort of, as my clients like move over to the new gym I'm at. So it's even busier this week. And I've got like training courses and all that stuff to get through this week. So it's a busy week this week, but I still make time for the Factor 50 Football Podcast. Always. If I'm allowed to, if my wife says it's okay.
And they've just popped out, so you've got an hour now to yourself.
Please can I podcast this week?
Please go on the pod. Okay.
What about you, mate? What's going on in your world?
So, like child stuff. So my daughter at the moment is really into horrible histories. So have you watched horrible histories before?
I haven't, but this is a weird crossover. There's an actor on Horrible Histories called James McNicholas. Do you know?
I don't know
him.
Don't know my name. No.
He's the Athletics Arsenal football writer. Weirdly, so he's like an actor, but also a sports journalist. Yeah, and he's on all the like loads of Arsenal podcasts that I listen to. But he also has an acting career, and I'm pretty sure he's in horror. You'll probably recognise him.
Yeah, you need to send me a picture of this guy.
Yeah. He's really funny.
Yeah, well, my daughter loves the songs, so there's loads of songs, but they're so catchy. They're just in my head.
Are they?
There's one that literally goes, and I swear it's a song that if you're ever in a chamber and you need to be tortured, you just play the song and repeat. It goes,
oh, God.
I'm a knight, I'm a knight, I'm a knight, and follows that theme. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So it's like, I'm a knight, I'm a knight, I'm a knight.
Are we calling that a song?
Really do is how to fight. Like that's how it literally looks like it's been made by a university, student or something. But it's quite fun. And then the other thing is we've booked to go to Dublin. So obviously Stag Do's coming soon. So I don't know why I've done this. So Monday to Wednesday we're going on a family holiday to Dublin, and then on the Thursday I go on my Stag Do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be absolutely shattered.
But that is you've done that the right way around, right? Can you imagine if you were going on, like, you come back from your stag do and 2 days later you're going on a family trip to Dublin?
No,
thank you.
That is not going to happen. Someone asked me yesterday how I'm feeling about the stag do, and I'm dreading every moment of it. Like we went to Southampton.
It's gonna be lovely.
We were day drinking, and I've run out of steam so quick. I was like,
and I'm still ill from that as well. I've got some weird sort of pink eye. If you're watching on YouTube, listener, got some weird sort of pink eye going on, like conjunctivitis or something. I've got cold. I feel like shit. Also, not getting any sleep doesn't help, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it comes from if you just have a little bit of enjoyment or fun when you're in your 30s, like mid-30s, life is going to punish you.
I thought you were about to say conjunctivitis comes from if you just have a little bit of shit in your eye.
Little bit of pink eye.
Yeah, well, we're back to poo again. This is not a poo pod.
Yep.
Move on. Move
Every
on.
intro.
Always because that's the poo.
Okay, well let's move swiftly on then to. Should we talk about some football stuff?
Why not? Yeah, I can't remember what happened, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, it feels like ages ago, doesn't it? Let's start with we'll start with the United stuff. And this week as well, listener, we've got some questions. I'm going to pretend they were sent in by different people, but they're actually all sent in by my friend John.
Thanks, John.
We'll just call them like, oh, this is from Dave. This is from Steve. So as we go, we'll do the United stuff and then we'll do the Arsenal stuff. And I'll ask those questions. Or I won't ask myself the Arsenal ones, but I'll read them out. Because I think there are actually there's some funny questions, but there's some good ones as well.
Okay, cool. Nice one.
Brilliant. So you played Crystal Palace whenever, I have no idea when that was. And you won 2-1.
We did win 2-1.
Good result.
It is a good result. Another win for Carrick, and the calls for Carrick to get the job just keep building. Remember when we said
at the start of this?
I know. I'm like the only Man United fan at the time now saying that he shouldn't get the job. I remember saying when he first got the job, it's like they're going to want it to go well, but not too well. And at the moment, it's going too well to the point where I think they're going to hire him. So I saw the odds actually. So Carrick is favourite to get the job permanently, and Glasner's still second favourite. Glasner's got no. Yeah, he's got no chance getting this job. It's not going to happen.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a very well now anyway. Like 6 months ago, definitely, but now you wouldn't think so, would you?
No chance. But no, I thought Bruno was very good again in this game. Like he's just on another level at the minute. Obviously, Sesko scores again and starts, so he calls for a starting. Got the goal, winning goal again. So Sesko in the last 3 games has won us 7 points with his goals. So
big goals.
Yeah, big goals. So he's not just scoring random ass ones, like Gyökeres, just whatever. He's actually scoring goals.
He scored some key things, key goals,
key things.
He's done some good footballs.
Hey, how dare you? He's a nice man.
Hey, he's big and strong.
Yeah,
and he's got a worse first touch than I have, and my first touch is shit.
So yeah, I was pleased about that, but I guess the big controversy was the penalty, wasn't it? That we got.
Yeah, I have to ask you about this penalty because I watched the extended BBC highlights, and I feel like Manchester United, the old Manchester United, are back. They are getting ridiculous referee calls in their favour at Old Trafford, and to me it felt like watching Ferguson's peak United in 2008 or whatever. So, do you think that was it a foul? Was it inside the box? And is it a red card?
I think the referee got it bang on, didn't he? He's absolutely fine.
I can't believe you said that. Outrageous. No. I had no idea you'd say that.
No, you know me, mate. I'm balanced. And
the ref was bang on.
Yeah. I was so tempted to say it. No, it's obviously, if that goes against you, you're fucking fuming. Like that is not a penalty.
It's really harsh.
The only thing you can possibly say was that the defender wasn't really like playing the ball, but it's a contact sport. You're going to lean in, you touch each other. A hand on the shoulder, it's lazy, isn't it? And I think a red card and a penalty.
It's like I would hate you that. Could almost be like, oh, it's soft, but okay, he's given a foul and you got a free kick in a good position. Yeah. Okay, no, now he's given a penalty, and now he's also sent him off. Like it's just you lose. It's such a harsh decision. I don't even think it's a foul. And there were arguments about like with the contact started outside the box. Did he let go before he got into the box and all that nonsense? I just think Crystal Palace are hard done by. They're going through the ringer, Crystal Palace. I'm in the Palace fans' corner here, and that's a harsh decision because they were quite good up to that point, I think.
Yeah, well, we didn't play well again. It's probably the third game in a row where we haven't played well, and obviously until Palace go down to 10 men, and then we get the goal and we play well after that. But yeah, it changed the game, didn't it? It let us in. And this is where it's fine margins in football, right? We were very close to losing against West Ham. We absolutely could have lost this game. but we come out of it with a draw and a win thanks to red cards and goals. So,
Yeah.
Carrick's on the right end of the good luck charm at the minute. Which again, another reason why I think he probably shouldn't get the job, but I think he will get the job now. I think if you ask me now if Carrick will get the job at the end of the season, I think he's getting it.
You think you will?
But I
Well,
still don't
that
think
actually, I think that leads us on to our first listener. This is our first ever listener question, isn't it?
Oh, it is our first ever listener question.
Yeah.
We might be our first ever listener on this podcast.
Our first ever listener, and we'll just end the sentence there, and that sentence is still true. So John, who is, full disclosure listener, John is a passionate Arsenal fan.
Oh, for
and
fuck's sake, John.
He's also ginger, so that gives him a voice on this podcast. First of all,
that's true.
Although, listener, if you're not ginger, you can still write in. We'll still read it out. We just won't like you as much. Because we are the superior hair color. So John says, this is a question for you, Farrell.
Okay.
I'll just read it out, and I don't know if you've already seen it, but
I've not read it. Hit me with it.
Okay. All right. So this is on the spot. Adam has consistently said that Carrick is not the guy. With the way the Prem is being played now, what sort of style would he like to see United play next season? We all want attacking fluid football, but does he think that can be a recipe for success in the current climate? He wants to know what somebody who's in a rebuild position thinks.
Okay, John, I think you've asked me 3 questions in one question.
There's a lot of questions there. Do you want me to break it down?
Lot to break down. So, so I think is Carrick the right person for the job? Is that what we're getting at?
So he said, with the way the Premier League is being played, what style do you want United? Not who the manager is, but what style do you want to play?
Okay, fine. So I think if you're looking at Carrick's style of playing, what I enjoy watching, and you've heard every Man United fan say this in the world, but it is fast wingers, up and down, get the ball, to the striker as quick as possibly can, crosses into the box. That's what we want to see more of. Now, modern day football is more technical than that, and the Premier League's definitely, gone away from that a little bit. But that's what I want to see. I reckon we can still be successful with that type of football.
Okay, so pacey wingers and fast sort of transition football. I'm thinking Klopp's Liverpool style stuff.
Yeah, you could say that.
You're saying you want United to be more like Liverpool. Okay, got it.
No, not saying that.
And so do you think, this is the next part of the question, I think, do you think you can play that way? Can you play that way? And would it work in the Premier League right now, considering how games are going?
I actually think it probably works better now than it did in the Premier League a couple of years ago. Like, the Premier League is reverting to, like set pieces. And we spoke about this last week, and I'll get onto this because I did see a point you're about to make later in the podcast, which I think would be interesting.
Okay.
I think it works better now because we're moving away from total possession death by passing around the U's
1,000 passes.
Exactly. So a bit more, okay, we need to be more efficient with the ball and create more attacking opportunities. So I think it can work currently. I think if we were talking 2 or 3 years ago, probably wouldn't work that well. You need more control in that midfield, whereas now you can be a bit more risky, I think.
Cool. I think that was there any more to that question? Let me just check before we ignore half of his question. So you think it can be a success in the current climate? He was just saying that Arsenal get criticised for being pragmatic, but is it even possible to succeed any other way when football has become so high pressure, i.e. Win the quad or you're shit?
Of course there is. Look at Man City. They won 4 Premier Leagues in a row, playing a very different way to what
and cheating.
Arsenal played. You could. Yeah, we'll wait. What happens with the charges? But absolutely, there's not one way to play and win football. But I do agree with his point that with social media and silly little people popping up podcasts everywhere making stupid points,
idiots.
Absolute idiots. That it's become so black and white now. Whether you're good or not as a team, as a player. There is no nuance or middle ground anymore.
Yeah.
Which,
if you were good in the last game, you're brilliant. If you were bad, you're shit, and that's it. and it
Well,
changes
yeah,
from one week to the next. No?
it's crisis or you're the best. That is all that happens
Mm,
now. Um,
yeah, that's the world
no
we
long
live in.
term, no long term thinking whatsoever.
Yeah,
And I think actually with the change of ownership happening in England, so a lot more American owners coming in, and states owning football clubs where they do want success tomorrow, like got to make that happen super quick. They're gonna just get rid of people. And actually, if you look at the stats when people fire managers, for example, I don't know. I'd love to see the stats of whether it actually does work. Like it does seem to. Like Deitch getting sacked for Forest. I don't know why they did that, but if they
because their
stay
owner's a
up,
moron.
yeah, the owner is a moron. But don't say that to their fans, mate. They will not like that. They love him. They love him.
They
Um.
get angry.
So yeah, but he's right. Yeah, he's right. It's very decisive in
Yeah,
the
I've
Premier League.
off the back of that, I've got a question. So you said obviously you think Carrick will probably get it now, but you
Yeah.
don't want him. Who would you pick if you could pick any manager? Obviously not like actually. I mean, Pep might leave City, but imagine that if Pep went to United. But yeah, who would you pick in the summer for the permanent
I
role?
don't know. I really like Igor Tudor. I think he would be absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
I think he's brilliant.
yeah, he's fantastic. I don't I don't have like the one name, but I think we do need to wait and see who's available in that summer because
What about
if you
Luis Enrique?
Luis Enrique is the name everyone's thrown about,
Good
but
shout.
again,
Yeah,
I don't know loads about him. Either he's an exciting foreign coach and you go, okay, could be interesting, but I think you just got to wait
won the
to see
Champions
it
League.
till summer. Yeah, you got to wait
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see till
yeah,
summer. See what happens.
yeah. The
So yeah,
World Cup might have an influence on it because if a few like big managers leave their international post, like
yeah,
Pochettino's at USA, isn't he? Um, Ancelotti's at Brazil. Um, Thomas Tuchel at England. If we get knocked out in the group stage or something, he might get sacked.
yeah.
Or
I doubt it.
so there
He's
could be
literally
a.
just Thomas Tuchel's
Oh
just
yeah, he
signed a new
has to. Yeah,
contract.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just
But there
signed a
could be
contract.
some movement after the World Cup, couldn't there? So let's see.
Yeah, I think you got to wait and see what happens there. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to Arsenal. Arsenal.
Okay.
So a massive game, Arsenal Chelsea, and what a fucking bore fest. But
I heard.
but
I
you
saw it called the someone called it El Cornico instead of El Clasico.
yeah. But you won, so that's a pretty big game to go and win. Like
Alex.
that is,
Mm.
you could have easily dropped some points there, but you didn't. So I think that's massive. How
Yeah,
do you
it's
feel
a
about
big. On paper, it was I think probably the next hardest game after the City game,
it? Hmm.
and we won it. So I'd love a 4-0 battering. I think a few seasons ago we beat them 5-0 at home, and Kai Havertz scored a couple of goals, and it was hilarious. I'd love that sort of result again, but at this stage of the season, with what have we got, 9 games left? It
So
literally,
so close.
yeah, it is. It does like the performance now doesn't really matter at all. It's just about winning games and getting as many points as possible. And we won. So that I think that massively influences how you look at this game. If we'd concede, or if we hadn't scored the second goal, or if Chelsea had got that like a late equaliser, David Raya played unbelievably well and made a couple of really good saves late in the game. If one of them goes in and we draw 2-2, then obviously everyone's going to be picking the bones out of the performance and saying we're bottling it again. But because we held on, and you were saying fine margins, right? If one of
Yeah.
those goes in, or if João Pedro had been onside because they had a goal ruled out late, if he'd been onside for that, everyone would be tearing us apart now. But he was a yard offside, to be fair.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a marginal win, but all that matters right now is actually winning. Especially when City play first, they win their
Yeah.
game. We then have to return serve, if you like, and win our game. So I was
100%.
delighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see Neto's red card, so it was 2 yellows. Was it deserved? Do you
Oh,
think?
yeah. Well, the first one was dissent, which
Right.
I saw a stat earlier. Chelsea have had like 50 something more yellow cards than anyone else in the last 2 years from dissent. Like 50. So
That's
that's just
mad.
a player like having a tantrum and swearing,
Yeah.
or maybe not swearing, but like, arguing with the ref and getting booked for it. So he
But-
did that, which a lot of people missed. Like I didn't pick up on the fact he had a yellow already. And
Right.
then literally 3 minutes later or something, 2, 3 minutes later, Martinelli nicks the ball. I think it was from a Chelsea corner. We get it clear. Martinelli sprints away with it, and Neto's running back with him, and he just like clears him out. And it's the most obvious yellow card you'll see. And I'm thinking, oh, that's dumb. He's got. Sorry, not that's dumb. That's a good yellow card to take because Martinelli's breaking. And then like the camera goes to the ref with the red card. And I'm like, he's already on a yellow and he's just done that. What a fucking moron! Which is brilliant, obviously for us, but it's really
Chelsea are doing
bizarre.
that all the Chelsea doing that
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time at the moment, aren't they? They play sent off left, right, and centre.
That was their 9th red card of this season. 9 red cards. I think it's 7 in the
That's
league.
so bad. That's so bad.
Yeah, and it's costing them points, isn't it?
Yeah.
Weirdly against us, so they've ended both of the games against us this season with 10 men, but that's actually made them play better. Like the last 10 minutes of this game, I don't know whether it was because we made a few subs, so like sort of disrupted our flow or whatever. But Chelsea had 10 men and they made like double the amount of passes we did. And it was like we couldn't get our foot on the ball and just control the game and find the extra man. If you wouldn't count in the players on the pitch, you wouldn't have known we had an extra man. Obviously that they had to go for it because they were already a goal down. We just couldn't like not kill the game off, but just take the sting out of it and pass the ball around and kill them with 1,000 passes like we were saying earlier. So they played well with 10 men, but like if you just keep your players on the pitch, you'd have a lot better chance, wouldn't you?
That's true.
Not that
That's
I'm
true.
complaining.
Yeah, take the win. So
Mm.
let's get on to. I'm bored of this subject. Let's get on to corners.
Corners.
So I think I saw a stat, and this may be absolutely wrong, but I think like over 25% of your goals this year have come from corner kicks or something like that.
We've got 16 goals from I think set pieces in general, like so including penalties, I think. I don't know how many. Hang on, how many have we got in the league overall? So we've scored. By the way, we've scored the most goals in the league, more than Man City, more than everyone else. We've scored 58, and we've got 16 from set pieces. So I don't know the maths. Is that it's less? Hang on, let me work it out.
I think it's just
This
less
is
than 25%.
this is good audio, isn't it? 16 divided by 58. It's 27%. Is that right? Fucking hell, that's a lot of goals. Yeah, so it is about a quarter. A quarter of our goals come from set pieces. Deal with it, suckers.
Suck on that. So I want to make this point. So last week we spoke about, do we feel the product of the Premier League has taken a hit this year? So what we mean by that is the football as enjoyable as it's always been? Now, obviously, you feel aggrieved because you feel like Arsenal are being tarnished with this corner kick thing and being ridiculed as almost the poster boys of this decline in football quality.
Well, the reason I ask is because since the Chelsea game, I feel like there's been a big fallout about corners, and like everyone's talking about how Arsenal are almost cheating because we're good at corners. But everyone does what we do. We're just better at them, better at it than they are. And I think it's highlighted well this last weekend's worth of games. This point's highlighted really well because Liverpool scored 3 goals from corners. They won 5-2, so they would have drawn that game had they not scored their set piece goals. I'm not slagging them off for that, by the way. And these are some of I screenshotted this ready for the podcast. So I'm just having a look at my screenshots. These are some of the headlines that I saw about Liverpool scoring lots of set pieces. New set piece kings Liverpool can still achieve something beautiful. Liverpool's 5-star display heaps more pressure on wobbling West Ham. West Ham catching strays there. Deadly at dead balls as Liverpool go back to normal. And then the next one, after we beat Chelsea 2-1 by scoring 2 corners, is how set pieces are ruining the Premier League, helping Arsenal. And I'm like, what? Like, it's just the tone feels very different. And I don't know if it's media bias or the fact that a lot of the media seem to love Liverpool. I don't know. Here's another one. Ugly or beautiful, set pieces prove decisive for Arsenal again. And this one was my favourite. Where is it? Chris Sutton, Chris Sutton,
Yeah, because he's on.
miserable wanker. He says, set piece Arsenal again. I think they're going to win it. If they get over the line, will they be the ugliest Premier League winning team in history?
I mean,
So,
answer the question.
no. So Arteta was asked about, I think, in his press conference before the Brighton game, which is tonight, about like what's his response to being criticised for set pieces. I loved his answer. He said something like, I'm not quoting him here, but it was something like, "I'm disappointed that we don't score more from set pieces."
Yeah.
And he will really lean into it. I think the point he was making last week was you have to play the game that is on offer to you. So if the other team, so when we played Spurs, they're defensively disorganised and genuinely, and I know I'm biased, but they're genuinely quite terrible at the moment. So there's lots of space, and we could just tear them apart, and we scored 4 goals, and that's happened twice this season. So the game that is on offer there has lots of space to create and play free-flowing attacking football, and we score 4 open play goals, and no one says anything. But if a team like Chelsea are well organised and they've got their 3 at the back and their 2 sort of double pivot central defensive midfielders, the room is not there to play like that attacking, entertaining football. And what Mikel Arteta is brilliant at is not being like Arsene Wenger used to, where he's like, well, we're just going to keep playing our way and hope we break them down, and then we get killed on the counter attack and lose 1-0. He will just go, right, fuck it, we'll lean into what we're really good at. We can't get the space, so we'll build up, put in crosses, take shots, whatever. The ball will go out for a corner or a long throw or whatever, and we know we're really good at that. That is, statistically, corners are a good chance to score a goal. We know we're brilliant at it, and we'll just do more of that. And that's how we're going to win this game, because we can't play this lovely, entertaining, free-flowing football, because that's not the game that's on offer. And all of these people who are criticising set pieces don't seem to realise, like, you can't play the way that these people would like to play, because you could play that way and you'll lose. And I'd rather play this way and win, thanks.
So what you're saying is, don't hate the player, hate the game, my friend.
That is literally. I should have just said that, shouldn't I? Yeah, in a nutshell. But yeah,
okay.
I just think it's. I just think Arteta's being smart, and we spent, as a fan anyway, we've spent like 15 years being criticised for being soft and little and getting bullied and men against boys and all that shit. And now we're the bullies, and everyone else is spitting their dummies out the pram. And all I have to say to those people is, go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself. Joe, it's interesting though, isn't it? Because before Arteta just completed corners, it was always, I always heard the statistic, corners was like the least likely chance of scoring a goal. Like that's what all the statisticians used to say. Yeah, corner. It's like in any set piece. Yeah, any set piece in football. It's
and
like,
then in comes Gabriel like fucking Superman.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally different when he's on the game. And look, I do think it's making the Premier League a bit of a shitter product. I don't enjoy seeing long balls into the box and everyone just grabbing each other in the box. I don't enjoy it. But you're right. You got to win games. So if you're winning games, who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter.
I actually think. Oh, go on, sorry.
I want to make a final point, but I really hope England play like Arsenal in the World Cup. So
that is a good point.
In Europe and South American teams, they will not be able to cope if we were playing for corners and set pieces and just fucking going crazy in the box. The only thing I worry about is the referees, because they might call out fouls a lot easier in the box than what they do in the Premier League.
I do think you're right.
Because
we've got Saka, so our 2 corner takers, Saka and Rice.
Yeah.
And if you think of other brilliant corner takers in the Premier League, Reece James.
Yeah.
Like,
really good.
I mean, those 3 on their own, I'm sure there's more. Cole Palmer he's good at corners, isn't he? I think. Like, we've got a lot of technicians in the England team. If they can put those balls on a sixpence for our gigantic slab-head centre-backs, we can score a lot of goals that way. So I hope Tuchel is watching going, lovely set pieces. But it's a worry about the referee. Like European, in like the Champions League games, they are hotter on contact and pushing and grappling. So they have to be smart about it. But if the delivery is good, like there are goals there to be scored. So yeah, long live the set piece.
Okay. Well, I've got some listener questions in here. This is
Oh yeah.
coming from Francisco.
In Spain.
Francisco. I don't know if this is a question. Well, it is a question, but I don't understand it really.
Is it the shit one?
Yeah, it's a really shit question. What do you think when you hear the word shit?
Tottenham. It's an Arsenal chant. It's, what do we think of Tottenham? Shit. What do we think of shit, Tottenham? Thank you. That's all right. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. It's that.
Right, John, you're banned from
You won't.
the
You won't get
podcast.
it.
Francisco. No more questions from Francisco. Right. Here comes a question from Luigi. So,
What
good
about his
old
brother
Luigi
Mario?
joining the pod. He's coming next. So here we go. Are Arsenal at risk at slipping back into bad habits if we keep players like Ben White and Martin Odegaard into next season, as they were, both? Oh, sorry, as great as they were, they've had several years of consistent injuries disrupting performances.
Yeah, I don't like this question as much because it's much harder to answer.
Yeah.
Um,
Ben
yeah,
White's fine, but Odegaard's a bigger question there, isn't it?
I think it's the other way around, personally, because Odegaard is our club captain, and he is like, when he's fit, he is Arteta's like almost, he's Arteta on the pitch, kind of. He's the player who kind of carries the instruction, leads the press. He's our kind of, not metronome in midfield, but he's our highest like technician. He's always the guy who gets the most touches, completes the most passes, usually. He's like the heartbeat of the team. And I still think if he's fit, if you had the Champions League final tomorrow, I still think Odegaard would start in that number 8 position.
Yeah. That's what I meant. It's harder to make a ruthless decision.
Oh,
about
sorry, I
Odegaard
see. Okay, yeah,
than Ben White. Yeah.
But I do get where the question's coming from, because we have a history of, should we call it the Abu Diaby effect, where it's like, you got this guy, Kleb, Wilshere, Rosicki, basically anyone in the noughties, in the like 2010 for about 5 years or so. They take up space in the squad because you're hoping they're going to be there to contribute, but then actually they play 5 games a season and they can't contribute, so that puts more pressure on everyone else. And the Ben White one is a really good example, because what's happened at right back is we signed Timber to back up Ben White or compete for the right back place, and then he immediately did his ACL, so we had to flog the shit out of Ben White the season before last, because Timber just wasn't there, and Tomiyasu was always injured as well. And then Timber came back. Ben White then got injured because he's just played like 55 games the season before, played way too much football. Ben White since then has been injured, and now we're flogging the shit out of Timber again. And it's like having a player or players who aren't available much at all is kind of, that has a knock-on effect to the other players who play in their position. So I love Ben White, but I think he's 28. He's probably going to want to play more and going to want to build up that fitness. But when you're in March and you're competing for 4 trophies still, I don't think you can afford to give somebody like 6 or 7 games to build up their fitness. It's like, we need you now to be at the top of your game. I still think he can have a good impact. He can still take minutes off of Timber when he gets fit. But I do think he's a candidate to leave in the summer. For Odegaard, I'd be very surprised if we sold him in the summer. And I would be gutted if either of them left, because they are club legends. If they do leave, I hope that they leave on a high with a winner's medal around their neck, and we can wave them off as like legends of the club. Because especially Ben White, he's put his body on the line, and he's injured because he's done so much for Arsenal. Like, he has played through hamstring strains and tears and all these injuries for the club, and it's almost like we've kind of broken him a bit now. A bit like Kieran Tierney, although he was very injury prone as well. So if he leaves,
the list goes on.
yeah.
Well, Mario did sort of add on then. So yeah, if you won the league, would it change your?
Was it Luigi?
Oh yeah, it was Luigi.
Shit.
I've been rumbled. But if you did win the league, then would you want Arteta to be more ruthless and say, right, okay, we've won the league. Thanks very much. Ben White on your way. Odegaard, you can
Mm.
stay, but Ben White, cheers. Off you pop.
I think it would be less painful to lose somebody like Ben White when he's almost going out on his terms. So like he's won the league, he wants to play more minutes. So he sort of, I would be led by the player if he wanted, if he's sort of achieved what he wanted to, won a league, maybe won a Champions League or an FA Cup or a League Cup or all four if you really want to go there. So he's achieved, he's got what he wanted, and now he wants more minutes. And if he wins all that stuff, he can go where he likes. Like he could join any team, couldn't he? Ben White is a brilliant player when he's fully fit. Um, so I think it would hurt less if he left after we'd won the league. Um, but yeah, I'd speak to as a manager, because I'm a brilliant manager
Of
on
course.
Football Manager. I'd speak if the player came to me and said like, yeah, I want to play more. And I'm coming into fitness now and I can't get into the team because Timber's brilliant, or in midfield, Rice and Zubimendi are brilliant. So Odegaard can't get into the team. If the player then said, I want more minutes and I couldn't give them to him, I'd let them go reluctantly, but I'd let them go. But as a fan, I want them both to stay forever and ever because I love them.
Nice. Love them very much. Okay, great. Well, that makes sense. So City, let's move on to City. So City
Yes.
keep the pressure,
Boo.
kept the pressure on the ground out, a 1-0 win against Leeds. And I think you spotted Pep Guardiola complaining about something which you
Just
took
moan about
umbrage
everything.
to.
Yeah, well, he does it about everything. He's just moaning all the time now. But he was. I can't remember if it was before the Leeds game or after. But he was complaining about the criticism
Mm.
City are unfairly receiving because they would never do anything dishonest or uh, not by the book. But they've obviously been criticised a lot for spending a lot of money and all that shit over the last 15 odd years.
Mm.
And he was moaning about saying, "Oh well, actually, in the last 5 years, we've got like the lowest net spend in it out of the big six or whatever it was." But then, yes, if you look at their player sales, they've made a lot of money, but they still spend as much as everyone else, if not more. But the difference with City is the players who have come through their academy and not made it, thinking of like, I don't know, Cole Palmer went for 40 odd million, which now looks like a bargain, but that's a lot of money they're making from players they haven't had to spend money on in the first place. So yeah, great. Net spend is brilliant, but actually the biggest statistical indicator of how likely you are to win a league is how much money you spend on wages. And
Yeah.
I read, let me get this stat up here. They have spent £870 million more than Arsenal in the last 10 years on wages only.
Oh wow.
So that is £87 million a year per season, which equates to roughly 5 players earning £300,000 a week. So that's like Haaland, Salah, Saka, I don't know who else is on shitloads of the elite level player, 5 of those in your squad every season for 10 seasons. And
Yeah.
actually the total you spend on wages is more of an accurate reflection of how successful you'll be. Because with transfer fees, you've got stuff like release clauses. You might sign a player from a club who are financially fucked, so they'll sell him for less and stuff like that. But the wage the player earns is more accurate because if that player does brilliantly, they'll demand more money, so their salary will go up, but your team quality goes up, so you win more. So yeah, there's basically a better correlation between wage and trophies won than there is with transfer. So basically, I'm saying to Pep, your numbers are stupid and rubbish, and you spent so much fucking money. You're talking shit, mate. You've got no idea what. I just hate Pep Guardiola. That's all I want to say.
Do you know what? I think it's taken to episode 21 for you to finally say how you really feel about Pep.
Pep
Like,
Fraudiola.
you absolutely hate Pep. I remember once when we went to watch a Coventry game, and we were arguing so much about Pep Guardiola
Yeah,
in the pub that we nearly
I
missed
just think
our
he's full of
train.
shit. He's so performative, and he's like, like it's like he's still on a touchline. He's like, Pep, the camera's on you, so he starts then going, oh, look at this, all this coaching. I'm so coachy. Fuck off, mate. Have a day off. Oh, what a bell end. And now he's moaning. City got to the final of the League Cup. All he did was moan. Your team has just got to a final of a cup, and all he was doing was complaining. Oh, we've got to travel down to London to play the final of the League Cup. Don't come then, mate. We'll have the trophy. Fuck off. Stay in Manchester. Like, Wembley is the stadium that the cup finals are played in. That's in London because it's the capital city. You're in Manchester. Sorry, mate. You're going to have to travel. Tough shit. If you don't want it, stay up there. We'll have it. We'll have the trophy, thanks. Honestly. Sorry, I've gone off on one.
Yeah.
What was the question?
It's a Pep rant.
Yeah.
I love a rant. You did say before coming into this, I've got some things I want to rant about today.
Well, I've had about 2 hours sleep. I was geared up for this.
Yeah. I'm ready to release.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay. Well, shall we go to predictions?
Yeah, let's leave that there. I think that's enough. Let's just agree Pep's a wanker and move on.
I think you've said your piece. I mean, I don't like Pep or Arteta.
Arteta's so much better. Anyway, let's not get into that.
Arteta's annoying as fuck as well, by the way.
I imagine from a rival fan he is, because he's just really good. He's better than your manager.
That's exactly the same as what people in Sports City would say. You're just jealous because they're really good.
No, because our manager's better.
He's won an FA Cup. That's it.
Yep, and don't you forget it.
Right, predictions. It was we were back to 12-all before last week.
Yeah.
And then we predicted the United Palace results. You went 2-0, so it was a 2-1 victory.
Okay.
I went 3-1, but it was.
So we were both 1 goal away from a perfect score.
We were very close, both of us. So that puts us on 13-13 going into the Arsenal-Chelsea game. You predicted 3-1 Arsenal. So that's a point, no? That's a point.
Yeah.
I predicted 0-0. So, again.
Heartbreak.
Fucking Pedro Neto.
So I take the lead.
You take the lead, my friend. It is 14 points to you,
Whew.
13 points to me.
That's slightly better than last week, isn't it? We got. I got both results right, and you got one result. So 3 out of 4 results correct. I'll take that.
We are pretty good at pundits now.
We're getting better. Yeah.
So, games tonight. I guess we're going to predict the games.
If we don't finish the podcast soon, the game will have started, so the predictions will be invalid.
Yeah, okay. So you are away to Brighton and Hove Albion. Who predicted first? You predicted
I think
first.
I did, didn't I? Yeah, so you go first then.
Okay, so Brighton versus Arsenal. Oh, I really just want you to slip up because it's funny, but I don't think you will. I'm hoping Welbeck just comes back, because he always comes back to bite United, but he never comes back to bite.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah. I don't think he's scored against us since he left. But let's not speak that into fruition. Let's not talk about that.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Arsenal. I nearly went for Brighton.
2-1 Arsenal. That's quite a good shout. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What are you going for?
I'll go.
Oh no.
I'll go 1-0 Arsenal. I think it's going to be a horrible, difficult game. I really hope we don't, but I would not be surprised if we drop points, because I know Brighton have been in terrible form, but they've won their last couple now, which is really annoying. I feel like we're catching them on the up.
Yeah, who did they beat on the weekend? It was a decent result. Was it a draw against
Brighton results.
They beat Forest.
I'm not going to pretend I know.
They beat
Forest 2-1, but then they beat Brentford away. Yeah, you're right. Brentford away 2-0 in the game before that. Yeah, so they've had a couple of good wins, which is really annoying. But I'll go 1-0 Arsenal.
Okay. And it's a pretty big game for United tonight. We are away to Newcastle.
Ooh. And Newcastle, they're on a terrible run, aren't they, at home? They've lost like 5 in a row or something.
You just don't know what you're going to get with them, do you?
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get. Go on, Mike, you go first on this one.
Oh, this is a hard one to predict. Because form would say away win. But my heart is saying a home win. I'll go 3-2 Newcastle.
Oh, he's going for a humdinger.
I hope so. That'd be great. A 3-2 result. All 5 goals from corners, and I predict Chris Sutton's head to explode.
You hope. No, it'd be like, these corners are great.
Yeah. Oh, this is so entertaining. What revolutionary managers we've got here. Eddie Howe, a couple of young Brits, young English managers revolutionising the game. Fuck you.
I'm going to go
What's your...
for, I don't know. I think you might be right here. I actually think our last 3 performances have been so poor. We're due a loss. We are due a loss. And if
That's the spirit.
it's the years of just beating me down, but I'm gonna back us. I'm gonna back us. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 United. So
Away win. That's
yeah.
good. That's going to be a draw then, isn't it? That's got a draw written all over it now.
Yeah, it probably does have draw written all over it.
No,
Well,
we've nailed our colours to the mast. I think that's good.
yeah, okay, we've done it. Okay, well, find out next week
We're
what
there.
happens on the Factor 50
Yeah.
Football Podcast. Any things we should ask for? More questions from Mario, Luigi, Francisco, and Bond, please.
Questions would be lovely. I didn't say at the start because I didn't plan the start, but if you've got this far, please follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, at Factor 50 Football, 50 Football. Subscribe on the YouTubes and the other, whatever the other ones are. Amazon, what are the words? Amazon Music? Basically, if you've got a podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, search for Factor 50 Football and just subscribe it and like it and give it a rating, but only if it's 5 stars. If it's not, shove it up your ass.
Yeah. And finally, I just want to say hello to our friends across the pond, by the way. We have got, most of our listeners are in the US of A. So
that is immense. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Give us some questions. Give us some about life in glorious Britain.
England. Yeah, I think so. Britain, England.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. That's a wrap. Join us next week for whatever episode, 21? 22.
22 next week.
22. Good ending. There we go.
We'll try and be better prepared next week. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.